So you want to vote in Center County? To be eligible to vote in any election, you must be registered in the county 15 days or more before said election. You can check your registration status at vote.pa.gov. Click on Register to Vote, then check your voter registration. You can register online to vote at vote.pa.gov. Click on Register to Vote, then select Register to Vote Online to complete and submit your registration online. Or, if you want a registration form mailed to you, click on Register to Vote, then Register to Vote. You can also download the form straight to your computer, print it out, and mail it directly. If you are voting for the first time in a polling location, you will be required to show ID. You can verify authorized types of ID at vote.pa.gov. Click on Voting in PA, then First Time Voters. Additionally, if your address changes, you must update your registration. This could change the location where you go to vote. You can update your registration online as well at vote.pa.gov. Remember, if you want to vote in Center County, you must be registered in Center County for your ballot to count. Give thanks for literacy. Literacy means a life of increased safety, achievements, and community participation. For more than 50 years, Mid-State Literacy Council has empowered thousands of residents with literacy skills, improving their families' lives. Literacy builds our community. Help us celebrate literacy and support Mid-State Literacy Council by volunteering or donating to our Give Thanks for Literacy campaign, www.mid-stateliteracycouncil.org.
You're watching CNET, Center County's Government and Educational Access Network.
Call the Board of Commissioners meeting to order at 10:01, and all those able, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, do we have any public for comment for items not appearing on today's agenda? All right, moving on, any additions to the agenda from the board?
None of them I'm aware of.
All right, if the meeting minutes are good, we'll take a motion to approve them.
Move to approve the minutes from the meeting held September 9th.
I will second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the meeting held on September 9th. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Now we move on to proclamation number 42, proclaiming September 17th to the 23rd as Constitution Week in Center County. And is that Becky there in the middle?
Yes.
All right. You want her over here on the side instead of at the podium?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, if you could sit over here on the side by the table, that'd be great. And I think we'll do the same thing with Port Matilda too. Want to show that shirt off.
Which chair?
Either one.
The first
Steve hasn't bitten anyone recently,
No.
so we're good.
There you go.
Well, thank you for coming, Becky, and I believe you have several events coming up. Maybe delay or re-announce the exact time and date once Gary's got his camera going. All right.
Okay. Well, good morning. Thank you very much for having me. Am I on?
I think she's on.
You are on.
Yeah.
On. Okay, all right. I am a member of the Bellefonte Chapter, Daughters of the American Revolution, and my name is Becky Thomas. The Bellefonte Chapter, Daughters of the American Revolution, will be celebrating our 130th anniversary this year. On October 10th in 1895, in Bellefonte, the chapter was organized. The founding regent was Carolyn Watson Chamberlain First, and she was regent from 1895 to 1898. And the first action of the chapter was the placing of a marker at the old fort in Penns Valley. We will be placing another marker on Sunday, October 12th at 2:00 p.m. at the Potter's Run Park as a tribute to the men and women from Penns Valley who gave so much for the American independence, and the public is welcome to attend.
Roughly
Thank-
what time is that?
2:00.
2:00. Okay.
2:00 at Potter's Run Park.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you again for the proclamation for Constitution Week. Constitution Week is September 17th through the 23rd. Written in 1787, the Constitution was signed on September 17th, but it wasn't until 1788 that it was ratified by the necessary 9 states, with Delaware being the first to ratify. Constitution Week was initiated by the Daughters of the American Revolution in 1955. On August 2nd, 1956, Constitution Week was officially declared by President Eisenhower. And after I leave this meeting, I will be going to each of the elementary schools in Bellefonte, where I will be delivering 203 Constitution booklets to the 5th graders in the district. And also included in that will be a packet of worksheets and little puzzles and whatnot for the teachers to use if they would like to use them for the classroom. We thank you very much for this opportunity, and we thank you so much to the Bellefonte School District. They are always very accommodating.
Great.
Thank you.
All right. I thought you might also be affiliated with Constitution Day. They're having an event at the, I believe it's the school, right, Amber?
Yeah, it's in the North Building in the
In the-
State College High
yeah.
School.
And they've got free box lunch, as long as you register. I think they start around 10-ish and go till 2:30.
So it's going to be
So-
a community forum discussion. Yeah.
So multiple different Constitution-related things happening in the county.
Yes. Everybody's gearing up for 2025, for the 250th
50th
anniversary
next year.
in 2026.
Yep, and that's going to be very exciting and interesting. I just barely have memories of the 200th. That was a lot of fun. Commissioner Concepcion, anything else you'd
Yeah,
like
so
to add?
thank you for coming in and sharing your work with us. I had not known before that the DAR is actually who had helped institute Constitution Day. That's a really interesting fact, and the work of the DAR in drawing our attention to our founding principles, I think, is really crucial.
Thank you. Thank you.
And it's great to hear about, getting into schools and, ensuring that part of our civics education for our students includes understanding what the Constitution means and why we're based on rule of law, not the whims of any one person. So,
No. Thank you. Our DAR chapter has 100 members, plus a number of associate members. So anyone who wants to join the DAR must be able to, it is a lineage society, so you need to be able to prove that you are directly related to a patriot from the American Revolution, a man or woman.
So if somebody wants to learn a little bit more about that process, how would they do that? Who would they contact here locally?
Well, you could go on to the website. We have at the DAR, the local Bellefonte chapter has a website, and you can contact through the registrar or, go onto the national site,
Okay.
and then that will direct you to the local.
Okay. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Well, good luck with all the adventures this fall.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any questions from the press on Constitution Week or Constitution Day? No? Well, thanks again, Becky, for coming. Just stay there for a minute.
Okay.
We'll need to adopt the proclamation and then have JJ get ready to take the picture.
So I will move, we adopt Proclamation 42 of 2025, proclaiming September 17th to the 23rd, 2025, as Constitution Week in Center County.
And I will second that.
We have a motion and a second to adopt Proclamation 42 proclaiming September 17th through the 23rd as Constitution Week in Center County. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed nay. Motion carries. Come on up.
Center, right about on Belfast.
Yeah, right in the middle here near Belfast.
Okay, thank you.
All right, are we good this morning, JJ?
That is great. All right, smile. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, Constitution.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. That's for you to keep, of course.
Yes, thank you. I filed.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks, Commissioner.
Now, I brought each of you a copy of the worksheets. If you want to do that in your spare time.
Okay.
I know the first 3 words of the Constitution.
I hope so.
Well, I need to stop, but there have been over 11,000 proposed amendments to the
Wow.
Constitution.
So it's a
And
process.
only, 33 or thereabouts. Okay, there you go, in your spare time.
Perfect.
Yes.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You know,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Gotta give everybody homework.
Right?
I want this word search done by.
Oh, you got your first 3 words right there in the preamble scramble,
There
Steve.
you go.
Sure, thank you.
In your spare time. Thanks.
She's doing 2 jobs this week, so it's going to be a little bit.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Becky.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
your
Thank you
coming.
for having us again.
You're welcome. And talking about various groups celebrating anniversaries, Port Matilda is having its Centennial Celebration Day in Center County on September 21st. We have Mayor Ida Lively and Borough President Mark Lively. Come on around, and once Mark is seated and still, kind of get a close-up there of that shirt, because it's lovely.
Here it's limited edition.
Yes, yes, I'm
Only 2
very,
printed.
very envious of that shirt. Well, thank you so much for coming. We appreciate it. I believe you're probably one of the younger municipalities in
I
Center County.
understand that we are the youngest borough in
Youngest.
Center County.
Ah, all right. Well, why don't the 2 of you take it away and tell us about Port Matilda's first 100 years?
Okay, Port Matilda's history starts before 1836, when Israel DeHaas settled in the bend of the Bald Eagle Valley. And he set up a chairmaker's shop powered by a never-failing spring. The decisive turn came in 1841 when Clement Beckwith bought 1,800 acres and moved into DeHaas's place. And in 1850, he laid out a formal town and named it after his daughter, Matilda. There's several local things about why it's port.
Yeah.
Some say that he was ailing and he asked Matilda to bring him a port wine to feel
Okay.
better.
All right.
Others say that he believed or had hoped that it would be along the creek a stop for the logging industry and everything. So, yeah,
Well, you have to fight with Jersey Shore because they have the same
Yes.
issue.
they have the same issue.
Yes.
So Squire Beckwith was a religious man. He helped set up several churches. He set up a cemetery and things like many things. In the late 19th century, Port Matilda became a working village of shops and such. In the 20th century, it was anchored by McFeely Brick of Mr. Rogers' grandfather, Mr.
Oh.
Mr. McFeely.
Wow.
And they had the brickyard up on the hill. The brickyard closed down in 1959, but it was a strong presence in Port Matilda for many years.
Well, you have a connection to Mr.
I
Rogers.
was gonna say,
Yeah,
That's
it's kinda-
great.
Oh, man, that's going to be tough to beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of history with wood and everything for a long time, Crane Lumber was in Port Matilda,
Sure.
and after Mr. Crane passed, the children no longer wanted to own the lumber shop, so that passed along. So we've continued through everything. Port Matilda Hotel was a stop along the plank road between Tyrone and Bellefonte, and it's been functioning through many years. I believe it was, I have the actual date, but I'm not seeing it. It was set up in the 1860s, and it's functioned since.
Oh.
It was destroyed by arson a couple times, and it's rebuilt. And Port Matilda, through its 100th years, has seen and rise and decline, and we're still here. We're still here, and we're celebrating our little town.
That's fabulous. Anything else you'd like to add, Mark?
No, I think the mayor did a better job than I could have.
Oh, all right. Well, that's
So-
probably why she's mayor.
Probably.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, again, thanks so much for coming, celebrating the 100th anniversary of the youngest borough in Center County on September 21st. Do we have a time window on that?
We're starting at 1 o'clock
Okay.
in our community park, and that's on Park Street. The easiest way to find it is if on Google Maps or your GPS, if you turn at the Borough Building on Front Street, it, at a turn in the road, turns into Water Street, but it's a dead-end street, so there's the American Legion at the end, and the park is
Okay.
just before the Legion.
All right. That sounds like good directions. So September 21st, starting at 1 at the park on Park Street,
Yes.
next to the American Legion.
Yes.
Wonderful. I'm sure we'll hear more of the history of Port Matilda Borough during the event.
Yes, sir. We have several people, several residents, including former Mayor Bob Weiser, who will be giving lots of historical knowledge. Mr. Weiser is actually a descendant of the Beckwiths.
Oh, all
So,
right. Tremendous. Commissioner Concepcion, anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, just thank you for coming in and sharing this important historical facts. I really would have had no idea about some of the history of Port Matilda, that connection to Mr. Rogers' grandfather, is that?
Yes.
Who owned the brick factory there? That's really pretty special. And having a hotel that, that's been there in business for that long is just, such deep history and roots here in Center County. So it's always interesting to hear about, these places that have existed sometimes, prior to the Civil War even. It's really fascinating history. So, thank you.
thank you.
Commissioner
I
Gershon?
have another question.
Yes, sir.
How did Plank Road get its name?
It was
Was it literally a plank road?
literally planks. They literally
Really?
put down wood and to help, so it reduced the mud.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, before asphalt and concrete, that was the
Yeah.
thing.
So, well, it's always interesting, and I think we share a lot of things about all of Center County, but sometimes when you dig down and see some of the minutia of some of our smaller communities, it's pretty fascinating, and I think I'm actually kind of excited to hear more about Port Matilda, because that's sort of on the western edge of things, and
True.
I'm sure it's not too far away from Blair County, and I'm sure there's lots of stories to tell over the course of time, and particularly the brick business, which of course we know Orviston Monument.
Yes.
Yep.
And that seems like that whole Bald Eagle Valley Ridge is full of stories of hardworking people that made this county great. So anxious to hear more about it.
Yes, and at least in Orviston, the bricks float.
Well, some of them.
Bit of a joke there. Questions from the press about the 100th-year anniversary, the centennial of Port Matilda? No? All right, well, thanks again for coming. Don't go anywhere, and Mark may or may not want to stand next to me because I might jump you for the shirt.
I will
Yeah.
move then that we
Thanks.
adopt Proclamation 43 of 2025, proclaiming September 21st, 2025 as Port Matilda Centennial Celebration Day in Center County.
I will second that.
We have a motion and a second to adopt proclamation number 43, proclaiming September 21st as Port Matilda Centennial Celebration Day in Center County. A lot of Cs. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose nay. Motion carries, and come on up, and JJ will get a picture for us. And Lisa, we have their email to send them a copy, right? Very good.
Great fun, thank you. Coming in.
Ready?
Good
Two
stuff.
marks together. There you go.
Okay. All right. Now, you actually should, okay, good. Your shoulder's on Port Matilda.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't want to block Port Matilda.
All right. Are we solid here, JJ?
Yep.
We need a little tight?
All right, smile. 3, 2, 1. Or actually, Ida, could you pop out in front of his arm just a little bit?
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. 3, 2, 1. One more. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like it even more up close up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
You better.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks.
Now you know what you're getting for Christmas, man.
Yeah, I was saying, can we do those for the county's 225th?
Well, maybe.
We have their email. I'm sure Mark or Ida probably ordered them. All right, so now, moving on to important but maybe slightly less exciting things. All our contracts here. We have Glenn and, did Danielle come?
No.
No, okay. We have Glenn here from the Center County Correctional Facility to talk about a contract with LexisNexis.
Good morning. We're requesting your consideration and approval of a renewal contract with LexisNexis. They supply our law library for the incarcerated individuals. Currently, our system is all on desktop style computers that are owned by the county. It's time for our yearly renewal. This will be a 3-year contract for $28,152, or approximately $9,384 a year. Our goal, as some of you heard a few months ago, we're hoping to transition the law library to the tablet system. So every individual will have access to the law library at their fingertips instead of waiting in line. And sometimes if the software doesn't get updated quickly enough on the desktops, laptops, it'll be instantaneous update from LexisNexis right through the tablet system. So I think it'll be a great enhancement for the facility.
Great, well, it sounds wonderful, Glenn, and I know the returning citizens have been spending a lot of time on the educational courses
Oh,
that
yes.
are available on the
Yes.
tablets, and it's sort of interesting there where you were tracking it for a little while for the top 5 most popular. I know for a little bit, chainsaw maintenance was up there
Chainsaw
pretty high.
maintenance, ice cream making, I
well,
forget
that's
what
always
the
fun.
third one was.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's over 900 courses on the educational side of the tablets that are all free of charge. Forklift operations, you can take all the classroom tutorial stuff, then you just have to go to an instructor to show them,
Right.
learn the hands-on portion.
Yeah.
But yeah, and this is, there's no cost increase for us switching to the
good.
tablets. So
All
it's
right.
the same cost whether it's on desktops or the tablets. And in the long run, we'll save money because we're no longer supplying 7 desktops.
Yeah. Yep, that's some extra work.
Yep.
Commissioner Concepcion, any questions?
No, just like to commend you for thinking ahead about, how this could be made more convenient for, those who are incarcerated there at the facility, as they're preparing for trials, and for them to get a good handle on the literature they need to take a look at, to not have to
Yeah.
wait for, make appointments and wait for others, and having it at their fingertips seems really helpful.
Yeah, some of them use it constructively, others not so much.
Yes.
It's there for their benefit. But
And this automatically updates?
yes, yeah, when LexisNexis updates their law library, they push it directly out to the tablets. Currently, what they have to do is send us a old-fashioned CD.
Oh, my.
And then our IT department has to work on getting it updated on the computer. And then if the county's virus software doesn't accept the update, it's pretty intensive to update them currently. With the new system, if we get it on the tablets properly, LexisNexis will hit a button and it'll push out to all the tablets.
Fabulous.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Sounds
sir.
great. Probably take action on it then.
I'll move to add the contract with LexisNexis to next week's consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to add the contract with LexisNexis to next week's consent agenda. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed nay. Motion carries. Great, thank you very much.
Thank you very
Glenn.
much.
Yeah.
And now Chris is here with, I was going to say a bit of a show, but hopefully your arm will be better soon. Goodness.
Just can't put anything in my left pocket, that would be.
Oh,
Yes.
great.
I'm hoping you're right-handed?
I am, yes.
Okay, all right.
I am, so, good morning, I want
Morning.
to thank you. We have 2 items on the agenda for today, and they are both memorandums of understanding. Just a real quick primer, a reminder of what the memorandums of understanding are. We use the term MOU for short. The ones that are being presented today are a 3-party agreement, and it's between the developer, the township, and the county, whereby the developer agrees to reimburse the township for the costs associated with the township engineers processing, reviewing, inspecting, and approving the engineering details of the plan. So the board isn't approving the plan itself, it's basically approving the agreement that the developer will reimburse Marion Township's engineer and Walker Township's engineer for reviewing the engineering components of the plan. Now, with that being said, the first MOU today is for the Shady Lane Estates, and this is for phases 2 and 3, which reflect the final and remaining phases of Shady Lane Estates, which is located in Walker Township along the northern right-of-way of State Route 64, just west of the realigned Y at Zion. And there's a new traffic signal. And the plan up on the screen is showing the 3 total phases. Phase 1, which consisted of 41 lots, is existing. Don't be alarmed, this phase 1 was actually cut off by the engineer, so there's more to phase 1 of the townhouse units. But what they're trying to really represent are phases 2 and 3, and it shows a total of 29 duplex units for a total of 50 residential units. And that's located in Walker Township. The next one is a land development plan, and this one is in Marion Township. And this is about a mile west of the Clinton County, Center County municipal line along Jacksonville Road. And this is owned by David Glick, and what he is proposing is a 10,715 square foot sawmill, which he has on his property, but he's going to be relocating it from basically the north central part of his property and expanding it down to along the State Route 1010 Jacksonville Road. And that's just a better indication of where it is going on his property. And then the next slide will be the plan that's prepared by the engineer showing the 10,715 square foot sawmill. With access on the State Route 1010, on-site water, on-site sewer with an underground stormwater detention facility. And those are the 2 plans that are part of the memorandums of understanding being presented today.
Well, that's great, Chris. Good to see that there's a healthy demand for duplexes. Enables us to have higher density, but you pretty much have your own place and ability to do within reason whatever you'd like on the inside and maybe even some gardening on the outside. And good to see that the sawmill is probably expanding a little bit too.
They are.
All
Is that
right.
the same Glick that has the cabinet making shop down there?
Not sure.
Yeah.
I think David, I know, does just raw wood.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
all right,
Brings in the trees and
All
then
right.
leaves the lumber leaves.
okay.
All right. Perhaps some
Gotcha.
other relative then. Commissioner Concepcion, any comments or questions?
No, sounds interesting to,
All right.
I'm good to go.
Anybody- Anything from the press? Any questions?
The sawmill's nowhere near the I-80, I-99, that area there, it's under discussion now.
No, I believe that is on further toward Commissioner Concepcion.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, good question. Any other questions from the press on the 2 proposed developments? All right, looks like we take a motion then.
I'll move to add the planning and community development items 1 and 2 to next week's consent agenda.
I will second it.
We have a motion and a second to add the planning and community development items 1 and 2 to next week's consent agenda. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose nay. Motion carries. Great. Thank you very much,
Great.
Chris.
Thank
and
you, and everyone have a great day.
You too, and
too.
a special thanks with your additional issue there with the arm.
Yeah.
Get well soon.
Please, please. All right, moving on to Human Services. Looks like we only have one contract today, and that's from Faith and Adult Services.
Yeah, keep it sweet and simple. So I was here a couple of weeks ago with our conditional awards for the Housing Navigation Program and Rental Assistance through FAIR. So this is the grant agreement portion of it. So again, we received a contract of $85,000. $15,000 is to be put towards the continuation of our housing navigation program. So that's where we have staff providing landlord outreach, tenant education. We do a lot of community meetings. It's something we can offer when we meet with municipalities and police officers and school districts to say, if somebody's struggling, let us help you do that hard work. You know, like let us help you connect them with what housing exists, or if somebody has a concern about what's in their eviction notice or lease or things like that. So that's been really, really successful. And so this will be the third year that we are able to provide it. And then the second portion is $70,000 for rental assistance. Years ago, we used to have a fair rental assistance program that we used specifically for certain areas of the county, and it kind of commingled with our RAP program. This year, what we're doing for the first time is we're trying a supplementary rental assistance program, because where we're really struggling between our department and our providers is the amount of need that people have. So oftentimes they may come to us with 1 or maybe 2 months needs of assistance, but it's so high now that our existing programs are struggling to be able to meet that need for them. This is probably the first time in my entire career that I've seen our providers struggle so greatly to be able to secure private funds from the churches, which we really rely on. And they've also struggled for many years to be able to provide funding for like unique services. That's what we really rely on our nonprofits for, is to provide those, you know, unique kind of one-time resolutions, and then we can kind of help with that rental assistance. So we're hoping this kind of takes that weight off of everybody a little bit, and we'll give it a shot. And we'll be applying for FAIR again here very soon. So we'll try to continue that.
Nice.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for covering that, Faith. Having done some research, I believe the average rent in Center County is like $2 or $3 a month less than the national average. But as you mentioned, it is up noticeably over the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
So glad to see that we have some additional potential, more than potential, some additional funding here to help with this issue. And I believe I have it on my calendar to approve the electronic version of this
You sure do.
afternoon, because
Yes.
we've been going
Thank
back
you.
and forth quite a bit with the emails on it. Commissioner Concepcion?
Yeah, I'm glad that these, for these programs to be coming into play. The, housing navigation, I think, we see very frequently people really just need some help figuring out what their options are. And I think that's a really crucial community service.
Thank you.
And always glad to see rental assistance being, something that we could provide,
Yeah. Agreed.
keep people housed.
Thank you.
Commissioner Dershowitz?
I'm good, thank you.
All right.
I'll move then to approve the contract with Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency.
We'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve the contract with the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose nay. Motion carries.
All right,
Thanks, Faith.
thank you very
And
much.
we do thank our state legislators and the governor for this funding. We have a single item on our consent agenda, so I'm assuming we can,
Yeah, I'll move to approve this week's consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve this week's consent agenda. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose nay. Motion carries. Moving on to our CNET requests, John will cover the Housing Summit.
Good morning, Commissioner. So as you know, through the work of the Center County Housing Task Force, there is a housing summit that is planned to be held at the Community Services Building on October 15th from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m., and we are seeking sponsorship approval through CNET to cover a taping and viewing of that event.
Great. Well, thanks for bringing that up, John, and thanks to the Housing Task Force for all their work on this. And I know that Natalie and Julia and JJ and probably think even Aaron and maybe Lisa have been working pretty hard on this for several weeks. Be our first medium-sized public event at the Community Services Building. So I think it's a great idea, and that way it'll be available in the future if anybody, any stakeholder or interested citizen would like to view that. And I'm going to try to keep it to an hour and a half if we can. So hopefully you can go home at a reasonable hour. Commissioner Concepcion?
Yeah, I think that'll be helpful since we have limited seating for that event for folks to be able to watch it afterwards,
Yeah.
too, will be a good idea.
Commissioner Dershowitz?
It's all good.
All right.
I'll move to approve the CNET sponsorship.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the CNET sponsorship. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose nay. Motion carries. Great. Thank you, John, and thank you, CNET, for agreeing to sandwich in yet one additional item for the county. I think we can move on to our check run now.
Yeah, the check that I'd like to recognize today, and the check run is for Center for Community Resources. They provide really crucial crisis mental health care for folks who need something right now. And with that, I would move that we approve the check run dated September 12th, 2025.
I will second it.
We have a motion and a second to approve the check run dated September 12th. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose nay. Motion carries. And on to our voters registration report.
Yeah, so today on our report, we have 101,615 total voters, which is down 44 from last week. Of those, 41,212 are registered Democratic, 162 Green Party. We have 554 Libertarian. Those with no affiliation are 15,692. And we have 41,988 Republican voters registered in Center County. All of the other minor parties comprise 2,007 voters, bringing us to that total of 101,615. Our precinct of the week this week is Precinct 15 in Rush Township, and there are 205 registered voters. They had a voter turnout of just under 20% at the May primary election. Precinct 15, which is Rush North Central, votes at the Christian Missionary Alliance Church at 315 Hemlock Street, Phillipsburg, PA. And we'd like to thank the church for the use of their space for holding elections. And that's the voter report.
Great, thank you, Commissioner Concepcion. And some late-breaking news that I think is just now being covered. Pillar of the community, Mimi Barish Coppersmith, just passed away. She was one of the founders of the Arts Festival. She founded Barish Media. I've read her autobiography. Amazing woman. If there's a major charitable organization in Center County, especially involving human services or the arts, she was a founder, a major contributor, probably served on their board for several terms. So she will be missed, and have to mention to the community that we probably need a good handful of people to step up to cover what Mimi had done over the course of her career. Amazing woman, yes. John, do we have any executive sessions to report or hold?
No executive sessions to report or hold.
All right, moving on to the public meeting schedule. Thursday, Board of Commissioners have a combined salary board meeting at 10 a.m. and a Board of Elections meeting at 3 p.m. Here at the Willow Bank on the 18th. Tuesday, the 23rd, we have a Board of Commissioners meeting at 10, and then we have budget work sessions kicking in on September 23rd, because whether or not the state or the federal governments have budgets, we're still going to have one for the 226th year in a row. And then Thursday, September 25th, we have the Finance Committee at 9. Questions from the press?
Do you continue to review the county budget situation with the state budget situation? Cambria County last week announced they're looking at, I think it's like $8 million maybe in a temporary loan. Do you continue to review the county situation?
We are. We also hear that some of the collar counties surrounding Pittsburgh are now beginning to experience financial stress. But here in Center County, we've managed the finances very carefully for a number of years, and it would appear that our rainy day fund will get us across the finish line to January 1st, where hope we don't have to do it, but if we have to, at that point, we could borrow money with a tax and revenue anticipation note, which we could then pay off in the May timeframe with all the property taxes coming in. So at least Center County is in pretty strong financial shape at this point. Great question. Any other questions from the press?
Yeah, I got a couple for you. Just two quick ones here. It's regarding the WPSU announcement that came out last week about the news network being shut down.
Yes.
I was just wondering what impact you were anticipating that on having to the county, and if there was anything that here at the county level you guys were advocating for or could possibly do to try and mitigate the damage and or save the organization.
Well, we haven't met in session about this issue yet, so I suspect we have a diversity of views. Of course, it's very disappointing whenever a news organization ceases to exist. First Amendment is very crucial, and WPSU covered a massive swath of the center of Pennsylvania. We also haven't had a time to investigate it yet, but should their network be shut down, it is used for emergency notification. A lot of upgrades to that after September 11th, and we'll have to check with Center County EMA, Center County 911, and the Southern Alleghenies Task Force to see what that might mean for emergency notification during major events for citizens. So that's what I've got off the top of my head. I don't know if the other commissioners would like to weigh in.
Yeah, I would just say it's really a disappointing, turn of events, because WPSU, in addition to, providing news, they also provide a lot of educational programming for kids, not only on television, but in terms of outreach to preschools and school districts throughout rural parts of central Pennsylvania. And that function, is pretty crucial as a part of the ecosystem of early childhood education.
That's all I have. Thank you.
All right. Tim, you got anything? No? All right. Looks like since there's not anything else, we'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll move to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of adjourning at 10:39, do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed nay. Motion carries.
The CACJ is a nonprofit focused on restorative justice, a system of criminal justice that focuses on the rehabilitation of offenders through reconciliation with victims and the community. It's justice with the goal to heal rather than punish. Our 5 programs are pretrial supervision, youth aid panel, the youth counseling pilot program, mediation, and community conferencing. Our programs save taxpayers over $400,000 per year, empower individuals and groups to resolve their own conflicts, and are affordable and accessible to the community. To learn more or to make a referral, visit our website or give us a call.